So once again, Ford has delivered a supercar for supermarket prices. This car does what all good RS Ford should do. It brings power to the people. I mean, look at the badges you get in this one tiny area. Brembo, RS, Oz Racing. In clothing terms, that's like going around in a pair of trousers that have been jointly designed by Oswald Boateng, Alexander McQueen and Paul Smith. So, a fantastic car in every way, then. No, afraid not. It's not the very firm ride. I don't mind the very firm ride. In fact, the only people who are going to mind the very firm ride are people with osteoporosis. And people who are old enough to have osteoporosis will never buy a car that has a steering wheel like this, especially as it won't pick up Radio 2. The horror. I might have to listen to Radio 1. The radio and the ride, though, are nothing compared to what happens when you turn off a nice smooth A road like this and head for somewhere like... On a bumpy, twisty road like this one, the differential causes the front wheels to squirm and writhe. It's awful. It's like riding around on an angry horse. That's not me making it duck and weave. It's doing it itself. Relax your grip or your concentration for a second on a rural road and you'll end up in a sheep. I used to have an Escort Cosworth. I'm a huge fan of RS Fords and I respect what they've done with this as a piece of engineering. It's brilliant. It's so good, in fact, that I'm going to let the cameraman take it back to the Top Gear bunker. And me, I'm going to go in the Subaru. Or, as they say in Wales, where, of course, they're allergic to vowels, the
What was wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it, is that the diff, OK? When you accelerate, say to pull out to overtake someone, you're going around a corner, and you give it full throttle, the diff just grabs the front wheels and you go in whatever direction they're pointing.
You're joking.
No, you have no control. You just sit there and go, oh, I'm just not strong enough to turn this wheel. And then, if you run over a camber change or even a white line, it grabs the wheels and pulls you the other way.
Super torque steer.
Yeah, so you lift off and then it goes, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. And you just wobble up out. Honestly, if you had one of these, OK, and then someone said, where do you work? You'd have to say, well, wherever it takes me.
The thing is, no dealers in the UK have got these as demos. So if you want to buy one, if you go into an RS, you know, I want to buy an RS Focus, but before I give you the money, I want to drive one, you can.
But I saw an ad the other day, someone was saying, buy an RS Focus, what, 1,200, something like 1,200 quid off list? No? Obviously, this is a bad plan.
Can't see that happening. It wouldn't have been a Ford dealer for sure, because talking to the Ford dealers, their Ford sold till March, April. That's probably a broker, and to be honest, that's a spoof ad. It's what we used to do all the time.
Really?
Yeah, advertise something you haven't got. The phone will be red hot. Oh, I'm
so he hasn't got any Focuses to sell?
I can't comment on the specific incident, but I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, so how does it work? You phone up, say, I want the car. What's he going to say?
Oh, thanks very much for phoning. Yeah, let me take your name and number. I'm very busy. I'll phone you back. Then they've got you. And then they'll phone you back. I'll phone you back the RS. OK, right, OK. Take your credit card deposit and then we'll phone you back with all this kind of stuff. Basically, all they want you to do is phone them. And then at that point, as it gets closer and closer to delivery, chances are they'll say, oh, well, actually, we've got a slight delay and that car's been put back, but I have got the option on another one, but it's going to be close to the list price. You're not going to lose the car for £1,000, are you? And that's it. You suck it in. What are you going to do March, April, when they say, we've got your new car, but it's list price?
You take it.
You take it, because you go somewhere else and you're back of the queue again. Yeah.
In the news this week, more news of Americans becoming very, very gullible. This is a bit worrying, actually. I'm going to quote direct from the press here. The popularity of television broadcasts of live high-speed car chases has led to a dramatic rise in criminals trying to outrace pursuing officers. This is in Los Angeles. In other words, they're surprised